Welcome back to Old Guy REI. This episode of Work Van Confessions almost didn't happen. And the reason it didn't almost happen was the topic today, or my thoughts today. You guys know I'm all over the place, but this one hit me kind of hard and I wasn't sure I wanted to post it. But the brains of the operation, my wife Cynthia, reminded me that I started this channel to give you all the good, the bad, and the ugly, to help you make better decisions if you decide to start investing in real estate or not. And also putting this kind of stuff out there, I would hope that I don't want people to feel sorry for me. That was the biggest reason. And over the last few months, you guys know we've been going through challenges with expenses and evictions and vacancies and all that fun stuff. And, we go back and forth thinking, well, if we put all this truth out there, it might deter someone from investing or getting started investing in real estate. I hope that is not what you get out of the content that I'm putting out. But so a lot of you also have heard some of the challenges. And I know we're not the only ones going through challenges. We have friends going through evictions and rehabs and turnovers and all the good stuff. But you start to wonder if those things are ever going to end. We thought we were in the clear. Things were getting rented. A lot of repairs were done. We were thinking that things were going to start to stabilize. And my mind goes all kinds of ways. I never really thought about quitting. Maybe there's a little bit of that in there somewhere, but that's just not me. Sometimes you wonder, am I just throwing good money after bad? So some of the stories that we've talked about recently are the gun lady, one of our properties in Illinois. The woman there was, I don't know what you'd call it. She didn't want anybody coming to the property manager, repairman. She ended up pulling a gun on the plumber. And that was the beginning of her eviction. We had almost an eviction in Gary. That tenant decided to leave on their own. So we lost a couple months rent. Now we're doing a rehab, and it just seems like these days all the rehabs are, between $4,000 to $6,000. Just doesn't matter what they need to do. But so that one's getting. We replaced that property manager. The new one is taking over. I think he picked up the keys yesterday. So we got an estimate from the old property manager. It was $6,000 to rehab the unit. We're waiting to see what his people can do. Whatever it is, we got to do it. We got to get a tenant in there. And especially since it's in the Midwest, winter's coming and we need it done and filled, hopefully before winter sets in. That was a problem for us last year. The gun lady unit is in the middle of the rehab. That was $6,000. And I've mentioned before, you start to wonder if you're buying the wrong kind of properties or you're buying in the wrong places. But over time, it's becoming more evident that that's not really the case. Because this week, we have a nice property in Milwaukee. It's a duplex. I think it's one of our nicest properties. But out of the blue, there was a 1,000-year flood. Our basements got flooded, so now we have to replace 2 furnaces there. That's another $6,000. And just before I hit record, I got a call from our property manager on our triplex in Missouri that one of the bathroom needs work. There were some moisture issues. There's some flooring, subfloor that needs to be replaced and stuff. So I'm waiting to hear what that number's going to be. And so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, feeling like, are we throwing good money after bad? And really, we've had some suggestions, maybe sell a property to help us reposition and get some more money for reserves and things like that. But since all of our properties are so new, selling it would be losing even more money. So, Cynthia told me when I started the channel that my plan was to tell all these kinds of things and be open about everything so that maybe someone could avoid some of the pitfalls. So I agreed. And I don't know how I feel. I guess I'm just kind of numb about the whole situation. And it was kind of funny because when we started out, we have all these areas in the real estate investing journey where we're excited to look at new properties that pop up. If we were just looking on the MLS, and when you're buying, it's very exciting. But I got some notifications pop up today about some new properties that came available, and my first thought was, I don't need any more problems. I don't think, well, I should say, if the opportunity presents itself again, I'm pretty sure we would buy more properties if possible. But it was just kind of a weird thought that my first thought to go to was, I don't want any more right now. And like I said, you go through all these different phases, or at least I did, wondering if I should have bought someplace else, should have bought in only one market, one certain type of asset. But like I said, we meet weekly. Our group meets weekly. I meet a bunch of different times during the week with different people, but you get to hear their stories as well, and they've been awesome and open about challenges they're facing. So I know it's just not us, but it just feels like things are clumped together, and that makes it more, I don't know, I guess maybe more intense, more overwhelming. But I'm thankful. I tell you guys all the time that I'm thankful that God woke me up today and I was just thinking about it. He woke me up today, and I'm hoping that today we can do better than we did yesterday. And I just came from the doctor, and while I was in there, it just reminded me again that there's a lot of people out there doing way worse than we are. I was just in there to get blood drawn, but sitting there watching the people go in and out, and you think you can see obviously that their health and situation is a lot worse than mine is, at least right now. And so it's a good reminder. I would say I definitely still feel blessed that I got to wake up today, that I get to deal with these challenges that come up. But it's just that little thing that, I finally got over the hump. I started paying for those furnaces, and then today we get a new call. So I would be interested to see, I'm always interested to see and hear your thoughts on your situations. I mean, you don't have to tell all the bad stuff if you don't want to, but just that you're going through challenges maybe, and that how you're getting through them, and that you are continuing to get through them. I wish you the best. And we have quite a few people in the group that are doing very well. I'm super happy for them. You don't ever wish any kind of bad issues for anybody in the group. That's not what it's all about. That's not what any of the people in the group are about. But again, just let me know what your what you're facing, how you're getting through it. I would like to encourage you to keep going. And the other thought I had about making this video is that in a year or two, I'll come back to it and see the struggles we were going through and realize that we made it through. And I think that's it. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there today. Well, I didn't want to, but I had to. So I hope it helps. And let me know what you think. I'll talk to you in the next Work Van Confessions. It's kind of turning into Work Van Diaries, I think. But give me your thoughts. I'll be waiting.